Hello guys and welcome back to our channel. Looking for your next adventure into magical worlds, epic battles, and jaw-dropping storylines? Whether you're a die-hard Isekai fan or just love escaping into captivating fantasy universes, you're in for a treat. From groundbreaking new series to hidden gems you might have missed, these top 10 Isekai and Fantasy Anime are absolute must-watches. Grab your popcorn and let's dive into the most magical adventures of the year. Shangri-La Frontier. Rikuru Hizutome, a high school student, has an unusual interest of playing poorly built games. Games that are unbalanced or contain so many bugs that they are practically unplayable. Those who share his pastime may recognize him by his in-game name, Sunraku. Rikuru is advised Shangri-La Frontier, a popular and well-received virtual reality game, as his next game to take a break from the bad games he has been playing lately. When he starts the game, Rikuru decides to sell most of his beginning gear to make additional money, leaving him with only a pair of boxers, a bird mask, and some guns. He is immediately fascinated as he methodically levels up his avatar. However, after fighting some terrifying monsters, he realizes that he may have overestimated the difficulty that a major game may present. As Rikuru continues, he must draw on all of the abilities he has honed from past gaming experiences. Sunraku's unusual playstyle quickly captivates Shangri-La Frontier's audience. My Isekai Life. After working himself to death in a tough corporate environment, Yuji Sano is given a second chance when he transmigrates to a game-like fantasy world. Despite his desire to live a quiet life, Yuji discovers that he holds the title of Monster Tamer, the lowest rank of adventurer. With his newfound abilities, he tames several slimes surrounding him and, with their assistance, gains magical powers to become a sage, a second career that capitalizes on such potential. Even after obtaining overwhelming strength, Yuji's scars from his previous life prevent him from going all out. However, he may not be able to conceal his skills for much longer, as unknown perils threaten to destroy the globe that is now his sole residence. Reborn to master the blade. Inglis, the hero king who spent his entire life creating his country, is now on the verge of death. To reward him for his valiant efforts, the goddess Alistia appears and grants him one wish. Inglis, who has never been able to master the blade, wishes to be reincarnated in order to achieve so. In the blink of an eye, Inglis is born in the far future as the daughter of the Yukis noble family. 6 years later, Inglis is discovered to be runeless, meaning he is unable to use the runes that allow the use of magic in this era. She is thus ineligible to be a knight. This, however, fits perfectly with Inglis' plan. She decides to become the squire for her cousin, Rafinha Bilford, allowing Inglis to focus on exceeding her limitations. For Inglis, the obstacles that this familiar yet foreign world presents are opportunities to refine her skills, and perhaps become an outstanding squire in the process. Black Summoner. Kelvin gives up some memories from his former existence in return for powerful talents, additional skill points, and an S-Class Summoner title in order to be reincarnated in another universe. As a bonus, Melfina, the goddess who facilitates his rebirth, grants him the option of choosing any companion to help him get started as a summoner. Kelvin, who fell in love with Melfina at first sight, selects the deity right away, believing that his ardent affections for her will re-emerge even if he loses his memory. Kelvin embarks on an amazing new adventure with Melfina as his guide. However, in order to summon his beloved goddess' physical form, he must first accumulate a large number of mana points. The only way to do so is to level up by battling powerful opponents and forging contracts with even stronger allies. Uncle from Another World. Takafumi Takaoka's uncle, Yusuke Ajisen Shibazaki, has been comatose for 17 years as a result of a deadly truck accident. When Ajisen regains consciousness, he begins to ramble in a strange language, revealing that he has been transported to the mythical world of Grand Bamal. Takafumi dismisses his uncle's claims as gibberish, until an incantation causes a cup of water to hover in the air. In a stroke of genius, the pair launches a YouTube channel to display Ajisen's supernatural skills. Takafumi is now responsible for updating Ajisen on everything that has happened during his absence, including the internet, new technology, and, surprisingly, the outcome of the 90s console war, which was especially upsetting for a die-hard Sega fan. They use Ajizan's insight from other world experiences to expand their YouTube channel and deal with internet comments and trolls. The adventure of this uncle-nephew combination promises to be anything from ordinary. Handyman Saitou in another world. Despite being a handyman with a diverse set of talents, Saitou is severely devalued and underpaid. When he protests, his supervisor dismisses him, arguing he is easily replaced. As if his luck wasn't awful enough, Saitou is about to be ran over by a truck on the way home. Surprisingly, Saitou does not die, but is transferred to another realm. There, he finds a party made up of the female knight Ryelza, the moonlight fairy Laugh-N-Pan, and the magician Morlock, all of whom are looking for a new member with skills similar to Saitou's. Throughout their time together, Saitou uses his expertise to help his fellow party members, and soon receives the recognition he never imagined was achievable. However, Saitou's presence may only serve as a catalyst, bringing together a wide ensemble of characters from many locations, and gradually unveiling the fate that could bring about significant change in the globe. The Eminence in Shadow. Minoru Kajito has always wanted to be as powerful as possible, which has led him to engage in many forms of intense training. This wish, however, is not motivated by a desire to be recognized by others. Rather, Minoru does everything possible to fit in with the crowd. So, while pretending to be an ordinary student during the day, he armed himself with a crowbar and viciously terrorizes local biker gangs at night. Minoru's ambitions, however, appear to be dashed when he is involved in a truck accident. In his closing hours, he laments his powerlessness, stating that no matter how hard he trained, he could not overcome his human limitations. Instead of dying, Minoru awakens as Sid, the second child of the noble Kajita family, in a world where magic is ubiquitous. With the authority he craved finally within reach, he adopts the alias Shadow and forms Shadow Garden, a group whose main aim is to oppose the enigmatic cult of Jobless, an organization constructed from Sid's imagination. However, as Shadow Garden increases in size and power, it becomes clear that the cult of Jobless isn't as fictional as Sid had hoped. Skeleton Knight in another world. After falling asleep while playing an online game, a guy awakens to find himself transported to the game's universe as his in-game character, Ark. He quickly adjusts to his new surroundings, but soon finds he is utilizing the skeleton avatar he chose when creating his persona, forcing him to hide his face to escape unwanted attention. Ark travels to the adjacent castle town of Livier, seeking to become an adventurer and do tasks for money. With his superhuman talents, Ark embarks on a fanciful trip, exploring new territory, looting creatures, and assisting people in delicate situations. However, his seemingly innocuous activities may eventually land him in a growing large-scale conflict that may forever change the course of the kingdom. Reincarnated as a sword. A nameless sword awakens to learn that he has been reincarnated from his previous existence as a human. He explores across this new universe with his telekinetic powers, acquiring a variety of skills and abilities. When the sword comes across a jungle full of creatures, he encounters a young girl fleeing from a beast. Grabbing the sword, the girl effortlessly defeats the creature. After introducing herself as Fran, she gives the sword the name, Shursho, and formally becomes its wielder. The two set out to be adventurers, but Fran is a member of the Black Cat tribe, a beastkin tribe with a nasty reputation. No member of this tribe has ever developed into a more powerful beast, but Fran intends to be the first and fulfill her parents' dreams. Shursho swears to keep her sword until she achieves her aim, resulting in an invincible union of remarkable strength. Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Season 2. Ridius Greyrat is overjoyed that his relationship with Eris Boreas Greyrat has reached new heights. Unfortunately, his elation is short-lived, as Eris abruptly abandons him to begin her own adventure. Ridius, heartbroken and depressed, travels to the Northern Territories, convinced that Eris has lost interest in him. With his main goal of finding his mother on the huge continent, Ridius wonders if going through daily life is worth the anguish, sliding into a robotic routine as he obsessively ruminates on his lost love. However, the dangers of the North quickly demonstrate that one cannot survive with a numbed intellect. Ridius has a brush with death while on a journey with the Counter-Arrow Party, with whom he has lately become acquainted, forcing him to finally snap out of his depression. Ridius rediscovers the joy of daily traveling with his newfound comrades, and continues forward with his initial objective of fully enjoying his second chance at life. So these were the top 10 new isekai/fantasy anime you absolutely need to watch. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so that you don't miss any videos like this in the future. Keep sharing your thoughts with us down in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.